Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Rod, Daddy on duty. Hey, it's about 11 o'clock. And as always, I'm out and about, on the road, waiting on one of my youngins. Right now, I'm waiting on my oldest youngin to get out of the subway. That's where she works. Eat Fresh Subway. I'll let you, boy. Today, I got a question for y'all. As a daddy, I'm perplexed by a phenomenon that I see, and that's these young boys not understanding how to approach and or romance these young women. Now, before we begin, let me tell you, we ain't talking about premarital, none of that kind of stuff. We just talking about good old-fashioned numbers. You heard me? Getting numbers. See, the reason that my generation, particularly, is so well versed and so well spoken, as people love to say, is because we started at an early age. You know, when you were 12, and let's say you were going to a birthday party, or you were going to the skating rink, or y'all were going to the movies, you would take your pen and paper, because there was no iPhones, there were no Samsungs, there were no YouTube, Twitter, hashtags, there was no internet, there was no videos, there was no Snapchat, there was no YouTube, there was none of that. So if you saw somebody you liked, you had to go talk to her. And particularly, back in the day, girls and guys ran in packs, normally a group of 3. And you did so in order to kind of keep it an odd number, just in case one of y'all were to hook up, then you got somebody to kick it with, but you also did it just out of protection purposes. That's just the way you roll. So if you saw, let's say, a pretty female across the way, it was your job then to go over to that female and get her number. Now this was an art form. From everything to the way you walked over there, to your approach at it. And you had to have a certain, as these young people say, swag about you. See, we didn't call it swag. It was just being cool. And that swag had to come through, because you only got one shot at it. So you'd have to go over to her, and you'd have some song in the background like R. Kelly's Slow Jam playing, or Boyz II Men song, or Don't Let BBD be playing. Or if the party, a good song back in the day to really catch a girl when she's in a good mood, was right after Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock's It Takes Two. Because you just got off the flow, you're feeling the song, it's got you going. So now it's time to make your move, fellas. You'd have to walk over to her, and you say, "Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you over there. I'm not trying to run any kind of line on you. My name is Rod. And it's so loud in here, I can't get to know you, and I would love to get to know you. I would love to have your number. So after this, we can talk." Now, you had a 50-50 chance at that moment. She was either going to respect your game, or you going to get shot down. And don't let no player out there tell you that he is not called a loss, because that's what hones your game. See, that little blurb was years and years of getting shot down and notice what to take out and what to say and what not to say. See, this before we could buy drinks and before we could flash money. So your whole appearance, your whole approach, your whole attitude, your look. You see the look in these eyes right here? I done had this same look since I was 12 years old. That, excuse me. You see that right there? I'm going to do it again for you. Excuse me. And you see the splash, the smile? You know. Now, 9 times out of 10, if her girls are there, you got to get ready to catch it, because they already co-signed on if you going to get the number or not before you walk across that room. So what you also want to do is she want to say, "Well, excuse me, I'm being so rude. Let me introduce myself to them too. I'm Rod. How y'all doing? I'm Rod. How y'all doing? Just noticed your friend here, and I just wanted to get to know a little better, that's all. Maybe you can sing me a dance a little bit later." Watch the smile. eyes. You got to keep the eyes focused, y'all. These young bucks, man. I watched the show Catfish and whatnot, and I'm not knocking online dating. That's a different generation. It's a different concept. Hey, do what works. But in the same breath, it ultimately comes down with one-on-one communication. As open, as honest, transparent, and that gets to the point. Now, in that, you throw a little swag, you throw a little smoothness, you throw a little romance. Now, comedy goes a long way too. And believe it or not, I can be a very funny guy. People say it. Kind of different. But if you could throw a one-liner in there real quick, notice something about her, particularly like her hair or a girl, woo, that Dooney and Burke, that was hot back in the day. Girl, that Dooney looked nice with that outfit. I like that rayon shirt you got on. Where you get that from? Limited too? That's game 101, fellas. See, these hoes ain't loyal because you men ain't stepped up. Let me say that again. These hoes ain't loyal because you men ain't stepped up. You step up and be a man, and then you got a woman. And she'll be there forever. Because she'll ride or die if you be a man. And a man has to stand up and he has to lead. Head servant. Make that move. Don't be aggressive with it, but be confident in who you are. Young bucks, it ain't hard. You can pull more females being yourself than you can being anything else. And own who you are. Me personally, I was a pretty boy. I played sports, was in the band, but I was a pretty boy. I owned it. With a perm. So, own who you are, be who you are, and rock with it. As always, Daddy on duty, Daddy out. It's just a pro tip for you young bucks tonight. Y'all be easy.